actually liked of the decade as well. So, first on our list is Call of Duty 4. Now I think that everybody remembers this game because of that one special mission which is called Gillied Up. I remember this mission vividly because I was crawling past the Russians and their APCs, remembering the fatal decision I made of getting up and shooting them and deciding to hold my ground. This is on the list because of the unique campaigns offered to players, and also because of the amazing multiplayer maps which provided massive havoc once playing online with all your friends. For me, what's really a shame is that this classic game has really been taken off the rails in recent years of Call of Duty, and also due to the fact that it's no longer possible to play Call of Duty online without experiencing a hacking lobby. Especially with Call of Duty 4 and any of the old Call of Duties, you won't be able to play properly because the devs just don't care. Battlefield 3. Now don't get upset with me for this statement, but Battlefield 3 was easily one of the best games around in its time. One of our favourite memories here at Double Up Gaming was flying around the Gulf of Oman, destroying those darn Wookiee sniper things. I'd really like to see a picture of like a Wookiee and a sniper right now to combine into one, but that's something to think of in the future or while you go to sleep. But what also made this game unique was the fact that co-op actually had a purpose. You could actually play full missions with your friend and not have any of the hassle that comes with now modern games. It's on this list because of the incredible destruction you could get whilst playing the maps such as Operation Metro, and also the fact that you could even reach 5-man hits with a tank. I mean, what other game of its time could actually do that? Halo Reach. Halo Reach was one of the first Halo games that allowed you to use your own Spartan within the campaign. But this was mainly because Master Chief was nowhere to be seen. However, despite not having our beloved Master Chief, Halo Reach gave us some of the best fun in any of the other games we have on this list. Being able to play on games such as Jenga and Mongoose, with your friends battling against each other with those amazing future space guns, pew pew, was some of the best fun ever. But hands down, the best game mode in Halo Reach was definitely Infected. Infected was one of the most tense games you could play, especially when one of the last alive. If you have any great experiences with this game mode, then make sure to leave it in the comments below. Call of Duty World at War. Okay, hang on, I know we have another Call of Duty in here, but bear with me here. Call of Duty used to be a good game. I know, unbelievable, right? However, this one differs from Call of Duty 4, and that's mainly due to the fact that it had the additions of zombies. Yes, it was the first Call of Duty game to have the zombie mode in it, which proved a popular hit amongst gamers alike. This zombie mode gave us a lot more replayability, but also definitely a lot more frustration. But put the frustration aside, Call of Duty World at War gave us the ability to blow people's arms and legs off, which gives everyone a hell of an enjoyment. I know Beth loves to do that in her spare time.
Yeah, totally.
See? Told you. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim is one of the best RPG games to play for months at a time, maybe even years, maybe even decades, because this game will literally suck your soul in and make you play forever. Now you may mock me for saying years or even decades, but that's because of the amazing community that actually exists around the PC version of Skyrim. Now, bear with me here, because this is where things get a little bit more complicated with the game of Skyrim. You see, you have the original game, but now you have modders. And when you introduce modders to an amazing game like Skyrim, you get amazing replayability, which makes you want to be able to play for years on years on years. And that's why it's proved such a popular game, even now, despite its aging time. Not Asian time, aging time. Now, Skyrim did have its quirks, of course, because we remember playing the Right Run quests, and not a single dragon attacked us. But with a game so ambitious as Skyrim, it's very difficult to say you have 0 bugs. That in the end is what made a lot of the fun and actual enjoyment of Skyrim was some of the really funny things that came out of it. And there's some really funny videos to do with Skyrim online which you can find as well nowadays. Now, what kind of list would this be without Minecraft? Minecraft even now continues to take the world by storm with its continuous updates. There you go, developers. If you want your games to last forever, then update them every week. At the moment of recording this video, it is one of the most popular games that is talked about in the media and press worldwide. And that's because it's worth so goddamn much money. We've all had hilarious moments within Minecraft. The ability to play single player, multiplayer, different adventure maps, be able to install mods, makes it an all-round solution to a game which can literally be described as an engine. Minecraft from now on is no longer really a game. It's instead an engine which people from all over the world can adapt and create into something that they want, without having to have any coding knowledge, without having to have any kind of design knowledge. All you need to do is be able to have fun and be able to play Minecraft. Now we have plenty to choose from on this list, but from the GTA series, by far the best one out of all of them has to be GTA 5. If you just look back to the hype and the actual money that surrounded the launch of GTA 5, you'll see how much of a big deal it is. It's even had its own documentary aired on BBC here in the UK. GTA 5 has had constant updates throughout its time, allowing new guns, new game modes, and a special DLC which is free of charge. When you play GTA 5, you have an uncontrollable amount of different types of players. Some may be nice people, some may be total dicks. But if you're playing this game, then you get a broad spectrum of possibilities. From riding a roller coaster to jumping off a cliff, you get a lot of fun. Now, for me, the campaign was actually better than the multiplayer. And that's because of the amount of thought and effort that's gone in to make a campaign which is actually compelling. Nowadays, you find a lot of games don't actually put a lot of focus into the campaign, a lot more focus into multiplayer, because that's how they can generate mass numbers of players. But it's a refreshing taste to be able to see GTA 5 still focus heavily on their campaign section of the game. Now, I feel that most gamers from my generation at least, and older or maybe younger, have played RuneScape once in their life. But the real question is, where do we even start with a game such as RuneScape, which is ingrained in my mind? Update after update gave me and my friends endless enjoyment on the game of RuneScape, which is quite strange considering all you're doing really is clicking and moving to a place and trading items so you can get those rare skill levels. One of our most memorable times on RuneScape was the Grand Tree Quest. Now this was an immensely difficult boss to defeat in the game, and a very rare one to actually defeat, but you got some really cool loot at the end of it. Now, everyone was saying how amazingly difficult this person was to defeat, but actually, we spent all of this gold to be able to get weapons, and came back just to find that he was let free and free to hit, and he wasn't fighting back due to an error and a bug, which meant loads of free loot. But obviously we'd spent loads of loot at the same time. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was one of our favourite games as it allowed us to become a military operator sitting right in our bedrooms. This game was definitely unique in the fact that you could play the campaign over and over several times with different friends and still find it enjoyable. When you unlock the riot shield, you can feel immortal, playing weeks on end with your riot shield out, battling through the crowds of people trying to kill you. But why Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and not Rainbow Six Siege? Well, Rainbow Six Siege is actually multiplayer based and actually a lot harder, but still enjoyable in our opinion. But Vegas 2 gives players who aren't very familiar to the first-person shooting kind of genre and gives them an intro into it, allowing new players to be able to get to grips with a game first of all. Now, what's important to remember here is that this list is not in any particular order. But coming in here last is Payday 2. Payday 2 has risen to fame for its unique playing style, allowing players to get together to verse AI in a really unique way. You play for strategy and fun, and not for either of the either, which makes for a really interesting game. Plus, you get the added benefit that Overkill are always releasing new weapons and masks, which makes the game more interesting every time you play. There's also a lot of collaborations with different game developers to allow for a lot of content which is still being generated along with community content within the Payday game universe. Me and my friends have had days of fun within Payday 2 because sometimes, we do okay. Sometimes we do really bad, but other times we do amazing. Robbing banks, robbing gangsters, feeling like a badass. Now, before you leave this video, I want to know what your most favorite game of the decade is, which is in the last 10 years. We couldn't include games such as Counter-Strike or The Simpsons, that hit and run crap, which was okay. Shut up! But I want to know what your most favorite game of the decade is, so make sure to write it in the comments right now. Until next time, make sure to stay awesome.
You can't go on like this.